Hello, welcome to another episode of the I Choose to Choose series. I am Mrs. Amarachi C. Madubuko, the host and the convener of the I Choose to Choose TV series. On today's episode 3, we are going to look at the topic, I choose to make prayer prominent and not a substitute for action. I choose to make prayer prominent and not a substitute for action. I so much believe in prayer. In fact, I don't think I can be where I am today without praying. Science says that prayer has healthy benefits. But I tell you, you can pray for 100 times, but when you don't take the right actions to the future you aspire or to the level you want to be, if you keep praying without taking the necessary action to accomplishing your goals, fulfilling your dreams and aspirations, you will remain where you are forever. Prayer is very important in any man's life, whether you believe or not. I love to pray. I love when I see people pray. I love to see the young ones be intentional about praying, because you cannot achieve anything significant in life without praying. Prayer is very good. The Bible said we should pray without ceasing. The Bible said men ought always to pray and not faint. But I tell you, prayer should not be a substitute for taking the right action. You ought to go through the right direction when you want to accomplish your goal. It is okay to pray, but it is definitely not okay to rely just in praying without taking the necessary step. You need to work towards your goal. You need to work towards becoming a better version of yourself. It is just like a man praying that God should give him work, praying that God should give him a better job. And after the prayers, he decides to stay at home without probably reaching out to people, submitting his CV, or checking out if there are vacancies anywhere where he can find a job. You can choose to keep praying, telling God that you want to be waking up early, and after the prayer, you don't do the necessary things you ought to do. Probably you eat late at night, and that makes you not to wake up in the morning quite early as you should. So prayer should not take the place of action. Prayer is good. In fact, when you don't pray, you become the enemy's prey. When you don't fund your spiritual life through prayer, and of course, consistent studying of the Word of God, you see your altar going down. You see your life becoming more confused, because prayer gives you clarity. It gives you spiritual sensitivity. It sharpens your spiritual antenna. I like it when I talk about prayer. But prayer in every man's life should not take the place of action. You need to be diligent to work. The Bible said the diligent maketh rule. When you are diligent, you will stand before kings and not mean men. It is okay to pray and fast. But when you tell me that you are a Christian and you only settle for prayer without taking the right action, I call that laziness. Prayer should not be a substitute for action. You have visions, and the Bible said the vision is for an appointed time. When you pray, you channel your energy as the Lord guides your step. You channel your energy to getting whatsoever you want to get. By waking up from your house and then setting out to go and look for what you desire. You don't just fold your hands. It is like someone who wants to enjoy his or her marriage. You want to enjoy a godly relationship and marriage. You keep praying for it. You keep praying for it. But when it comes for the time to be practical with the prayers you've been praying all the while, you choose to fold your hands and you are hoping that your marriage will just work itself out. Marriage, of course, is a work in progress. So when you pray for the right relationship and marriage, you need to do the necessary things. You need to take action. You need to watch out in your life. What are the things I need to change? What are the things I need to do better? You don't just keep praying without carrying out the necessary action. What am I saying today? On today's episode, we are talking about that prayer is good. Prayer is vital in every man's life. But prayer should not replace the place of diligence. It should not replace action. You need to stand up and start doing something. The Bible says, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might. Of course, we know that God called forth everything we enjoy today. He called them forth and they came into existence. God walked through for 6 years and he rested on the 7th day. Imagine if God had just wished, I want to make this, I want to make that, without carrying out the necessary action. Definitely we won't be here today. So, dear young one that is listening to me, watching me on this episode of the I Choose to Choose series, what I am saying in essence is that you cannot achieve your dreams and aspiration. You cannot become the best version of yourself if you don't prioritize prayer. You must pray, because it is not everyone who smiles at you are actually happy in heart that you are progressing. You must pray. In every point of your life decision, don't take decision because you think you can. Pray about it and listen to God to hear what he has to tell you. And also, after praying, don't end there. Take the next action. Take the next step. If it calls for you to buy books, buy books. It calls for you to register for courses, register for courses. It calls for you to reach out to people, reach out to them. Don't say that the prayer you have prayed is enough to get you to where you ought to be. It is not enough. It is not enough. Try as much as you can to do the right thing at the right time. And of course, align yourself with the right people. When you are with the right association, you definitely would not struggle fulfilling purpose. You will not struggle getting to the highest point of your life or getting to the climax. Thank you so much for